Curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The day is parting. That means the day is going off. Now it is evening. It is going to be night. So knell means another bell. When someone dies, then a bell ring. That bell is called knell. So here no one is dying. It is the day which is dying. So that knell is ringing. The lowering herd wind slowly over the lea. The lowering herd means the group of animals. They are lowing. Lowing means they are going towards their home, towards their shelter where they live. So the lowing herd are going, and the wind is also blowing slowly over the lea. Lea means that is a field of grass. The ploughman homeward plots his weary way. Ploughman means the peasants or the farmers. They are going homeward. They are going towards their home. Or plots means on the legs. They are going their homes, walking, and they are totally tired, weary way, and leaves the world to darkness. And all these animals, these peasants, while they are going towards their home, they are leaving the world to darkness. The world is going to be in dark because it is going to be evening. It is going to be dark. So they are leaving darkness and to me. Me means Thomas Gray. Then we discuss about the next stanza. Now fades the glimmering landscape on the side. Landscape means wherever he is standing, that is the place, that is the land, that is the landscape. So when it was a day, it was a day, then landscape was glimmering, it was shining because of the sunlight. But now it is fading because the day is parting and it is going to be evening. And all the air solemn stillness hold. There is all around. Solemn means completely, deeply silence all around. Save where the beetle wheels his droning flight. But there is one thing which is making a sound, and that is a beetle. Beetle is an insect which is flying like a drone. And when he is flying with his wings, he is creating some sound. And apart from that, there is another sound created by drowsy tinklings lull the distant sports. The other sound is created by the animals who are making tinkling sounds from the bell that is being tied in their neck. Because the herds are returning back, the group of animals are returning back to their homes, and in their neck it is tied with a bell, and that bell is creating a drowsy tinkling. And with that tinklings, they are folding the distance. That means they are approaching near to their house, near to their home. Save from yonder ivy mantled tower. We need to save someone. Someone who is on the ivy mantled tower. There is a tower which is covered with wooden structure. And on that wooden structure, there is someone, and he is no other than an owl. So that owl is creating a moping sound. And through that moping sound, moping means shouting. The owl is shouting and it is sitting on the mantle tower. And when it is shouting, it is actually complaining to the moon. And what complaint he makes? He is making a complaint that of such as wandering near her secret bower. If there is someone who is wandering near my bedroom. Secret bower means the secret place where the owl is living. Bower means the bedroom. So there is someone who is near to me. There is no someone. It is actually Thomas Gray, the poet, who is standing in the churchyard. So this outsider is making or molesting my silence. He is molesting my ancient solitary reign. Ancient solitary reign means the owl is living in her secret bower for a long time, for an ancient time. So now this wanderer have been molesting her ancient solitary reign. Beneath those rugged elms that ye tree shade. So now all those people who are buried here, they are under elms tree. The elms means it's a type of tree. So they are beneath those rugged elms tree. Rug means it is not smooth. That ye tree shade, they are lying under the shade, where heaps the turf in many a mouldering heap. So there are around the place where they are buried, there is a heaps the turf. Turf means it's a group of grass. So there is all around, there is a grass lying all around, and it is molded like a heap. They are molded, they are grown up that much that they have changed their shape, and now they are hanging like a ring. Each in his narrow cell. Now everyone who is buried in his cell, who is buried in his coffin, forever laid. They are lying forever. Now they are not going to wake up. The rude forefathers, the poor forefathers. Rude means here the poor, lowly forefathers. The people who are buried here, they are the forefathers. They are the poor forefathers of the hamlet sleep. Hamlet means the small village. So they are the forefathers of their of a small village, and now they are sleeping, and they are never going to wake up. Okay, the breezy call of incense breathing morning. Morn means morning. So there is a breezy call of the morning. Morning is calling, and morning is calling with a fragrance breathing. The wind that is blowing in the morning, it is having a special fragrance. And what else is there? The swallow twittering from the straw-built shed. Swallow means the bird. The birds are chopping. They are twittering from their nest. Straw means small, small sticks. So they are chopping from the straw-built shed. The shed which is built from the straw. So they are living in the straw-built shed, and now they are chopping. They are twittering. It's also making a shrill. You say, if I say in Hindi, it is murgi ki bang. When you wake up in the morning, then cock starts shrilling, and when the cock is shrilling, it is actually looks like a clarion. Clarion means trumpet. Trumpet, it is looks like an echoing horn. It is something like a horn is being blown of some vehicle. And no more shall rouse them for their lowly bed. So whether it's incense breathing of the morning, or twittering or chirping of the birds, or shrilling of the cock, no one can make these people awake, because now they are dead. They are lowly bed. They are underneath the ground. Okay, so the next stanza is, for them no more the blazing hearth shall burn. Now the people are dead, and there is no more hearth. Hearth means stove, or the place where the food is cooked. Chulha. Hearth is like a chulha. So there is no one for them to cook food on that hearth, or busy housewife ply her evening care. There is no housewife who is waiting for them to return back to home for the evening care. Because they are dead, so there is no housewife waiting for them to be returned back, and they will care for their husband. No children run to list their sire return. There is no children waiting for them, that my father or my dad will come and they will list their sire. This means list means it's like totle wali awaj. It's a children language. So when the father comes in the home, the children start running in their own language. So there is no children like that. There is no one. who will run with a lisp in their sire return. Sire means father. So there is no father who is going to return and going to have their children or climb his knees. Now there are no children who will climb on the knees and invite kiss to share. Invite kiss to share means there may be, if there are two children in one house, and if father kisses one, the other children is like an envy, hatred. The other children will feel hatred, will feel embarrassed. So there is no one who will be hatred or who will become rival to share the kiss, because now their father are dead. Any doubt in this, stranger?
So why is the word sire used there?
Sire means father. Their father, the children's father, are not going to return because now they are lying dead.
Okay. Does the word mention something masculine or like that?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
I hope there is no doubt.
Sir, please explain envied kiss.
Pardon?
Sir, envied
Envied
kiss.
kiss. Envied kiss means if there are two children and if father is coming in the home, he will kiss one children at a time, then the other children will feel like hatred. That means other children is an envy. Both are brother or both are sisters or brother and sisters. So if father is kissing one, the other will feel hatred, the other will feel embarrassed. That is envy. So they will fight for the kiss to share. The kiss of their father, they will try to share equally. Got it? Revati, can you explain this, stranger?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Here. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, very clearly audible.
Okay. Here, Gray is talking about the impermanence of life. All people who were very busy sharing their affection and everything, now they are completely bereft of affection, no love when they have lost their life. Now everybody is in the grave, and there's no food to be cooked for them. No more the blazing hearth shall burn. So blazing hearth, the food that has to be cooked is under the is cooked with the fire, and blazing hearth, the hearth has no work to be done now because there's nobody to eat, and so no food is cooked. And the busy housewife ply her evening care. Usually the ladies keep waiting for their husbands, and they pour their love and affection. So there's nobody coming back now. So the housewives are not to share their affection. So the evening care is not there because the person is dead. And the children also are waiting generally for their dad to come back. They go and caress and pamper themselves with their dad usually, but now the person is dead and he is under the grave. So there is no one, no children now in their lisping language. They are not waiting for their dad's return. And the last line he says about the envied kiss. It is actually a very beautiful expression because there is siblings rivalry right from the childhood. It starts from the sharing of affection with the parents. So that is beautifully expressed here. So the children are here waiting for the parents, the dad, the parent, and they share their kiss. So one child is envious of the other when the dad pours his love to him or her. So there is nobody now to share such love and affection, including the housewife and the children, because the person is dead. He is in the grave. Is that fine,
That's
sir?
great. That's brilliantly explained, Revati. That's brilliantly explained. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oft did the harvest to their sickle yield. Harvest means they are cutting their crops. Sickle means sickle is a tool for cutting the crops. So when the people who are buried, when they were alive, they used to go to their field to harvest their crops. And after cutting the crops, they used to plow the field. And for plowing the field, they used to use a tool called furrow. Furrow is a plowing tool, hull. So with the help of furrow, they used to plow the firm land. A stubborn glebe means stubborn land, resistant land. So with the help of furrow, they used to plow their land. And how jocund did they drive their team afield? Afield means now they are returning back from their field. After completing their whole work, now it is evening. So they are returning back with their team and they are very happy because they have completed their task. They have completed their job. So they are very happy. And how bowered the woods beneath. How bowered the woods beneath their sturdy stroke. Sturdy stroke. Sturdy means firm stroke. So when they return back to their home, they used to cut the woods like trees. So with the sturdy stroke means they have an axe to cut the tree, kulhadi. Using that axe, they used to cut the woods, cut the trees. So it's saying how they were making the trees to fall down by their sturdy stroke. By using their axe, they used to cut the tree and they are making the tree to fall down. Okay, Amrita, can you explain this?
Good evening, sir. Oft did the harvest to their sickle yield, their furrow oft the stubborn glebe has broke. How jocund did they drive their team afield? How bowed the woods beneath their sturdy stroke. Okay. So here it says in the first line, oft did the harvest to their sickle yield. So it tells about the people who are no longer alive. It specifically tells about the farmers who once were into harvesting, yielding the land, making the uncultivated land cultivable. So they are no longer alive. But I have realized this in stanza there is a shift. There is a significant shift because in previous stanzas there was a lot of melancholy, there was sadness, but this stanza is quite positive because here we are talking about what we are talking about, making the infertile land fertile. Making the infertile land fertile, we are talking about some kind of achievement or accomplishment. And there is also an usage of the word jocund, which means happy. So their furrow of the stubborn glebe has broke. So initially the land was barren and it couldn't bear fruits, but they were sturdy and they had firm belief in themselves and they were able to make the land fertile and they were able to make it usable. Okay, how jocund did they drive their team afield? And the entire team of the farmers, they were happy. Why were they happy? Because they had the sense of accomplishment, achievement, and because they had been toiling hard. They were toiling hard to make the land bear fruits initially, which was not bearing fruit. How bowed the woods beneath their sturdy stroke. So this means that, see, it says that the trees must have bowed down in front of the strong determination and will of the farmers who were once alive, and the trees bowed down in front of the strong will and courage of the farmers who had this strong will to cut the trees which were no longer not bearing fruits or uncultivable land, And how about the woods beneath their sturdy stroke? And they were sturdy stroke, meaning they, their presence there was felt. Their presence was felt, and their gale was strong, and in front of their determination and strong will, and never to be defeated by the infertility of the land, the trees decided to bow down in front of their sturdy stroke, their strong gale, their posture, as in. Thank you, sir. This is what I could make out of it.
That is excellent, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let's move ahead. The next stanza is, let not ambition mock their use. Ambition means the ambitious people. So now, these ambitious people should not mock the labor of these useful people. Toil means the labor. So the ambitious people should not make the should not mock their labor. Their homely joys and destiny obscure. These ambitious people should not spoil the labor of these people, these farmers, and their homely joys and destiny obscure means their destiny, which is difficult to understand. These ambitious people should not mock on that. They should not mock on their homely joys. They should not mock on their destiny, because their destiny is very difficult to understand. Where they have to go, nobody knows. They are not like the rich people. They are not like the upper class people who have the destiny to be rich. But these are the peasants who have no destiny, who have their destiny is difficult to understand. So these ambitious people should not mock their useful labor, their homely joys, then nor grandeur here with disdainful smile. So the noble people, the great people, grandeur means the great people, nor grandeur here with a disdainful smile. The people who are great, who are noble, they should not hear or they should not look at these people with disdainful smile, with hated smile. These grandeur people, these noble people should not look at them with a scornful or hated smile. The short and simple annals of the poor, they should not mock of the short and simple life of the poor. Annals mean the folk story. They should not mock, they should not disdain, they should not hear the disdainful smile, they should not hear the story, they should not hear the folk story of these peoples who are very simple, who are very lowly, and they are now they are living in a small village. In the above stanza we show that they are from a hamlet, so they are from the small village. So the grandeur people, the highly people, they should not smile on these people's simple life and simple folk story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Vidyut, can you explain these lines?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. In this, in the 4 lines, we can find that there is a Marxism attitude. That there we all know that in our society we always show our gratitude to the rich people. We do not show respect to the poor people. And in this 4th stanza, we can find that the poet says that these peoples are not, they are the very simple people, they are very people, they have no ambition, but we the civilized man do not we should not hate them, we should not mock them. These peoples, maybe they are life so simple, so we should respect their homely joys, and they are simple day-to-day life. We should honor these peoples. I think, sir, this is all, sir. What I have understood.
Yeah, that's great. Very good. Thank you, Vidyut. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
moving on to next stanza. The boost of heraldry, the pomp of power. Heraldry means the rich people. The people who are rich, they always exaggerate about their richness. You say, if I say in Hindi, it is like dinge hakna. The people who are very rich, they always exaggerate their richness. And the people who are powerful, they always appreciate about themselves, about their power. The pomp of power. Pomp means magnificence of their power. And all that beauty, the women who are all beautiful, all that wealth ever gave, all the people who always believed in giving the wealth, the donators, awaits alike the inevitable hour. So here there are few people. The one is the one who are rich and they exaggerate about their richness. Number two, those people who are powerful and they always exaggerate about their magnificence of power. Number three, the people who are all beautiful, the women who are all beautiful. And number four, all the people who are wealth giver. Every one of them awaits alike the inevitable hour of death. The power, the beauty. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, actually, I had a call, so I thought I got disconnected. Okay, so whether it's the boost of heraldry, whether they are the rich people who are making their exaggeration of the richness, whether they are the powerful people who are exaggerating the power of their or whether there are the wealth giver, all of them awaits alike the moment of death. Inevitable hour is the moment of death, the moment that cannot be avoided. It is inevitable. Every one of them awaits the moment of death alike, whether they are powerful, whether they are rich, whether they are beautiful, or whether they are kind-hearted, wealth giver. Every one of them awaits the death of the moment of death alike. And here is the most famous line of this poem that has been asked about 100 times in the exam. The paths of glory lead but to the grave. So all these people, whether they are rich, powerful, or beautiful, they have to go somewhere in their life. They are going towards the glory, but finally their glory leads to the grave. Their glory leading at last to a particular place, that is the grave. Whether they are the rich, they are the powerful, they are the beautiful, everyone has to die at the end. How much glorified they are doesn't matter. They have to go to the grave at last. Any doubt in this, stranger?
No, sir. No.
Okay, Sumana, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please explain this, stranger.
Yes, sir. Poem in this elegy, uh, Thomas Gray, from the first stanza, I mean 1 to 3 stanza, he described the evening scene around the country churchyard, and then from the 4 to 7 stanza, he told about the burial ground of the root forefathers of the hamlet, and from the eighth stanza to eighth stanza, he actually exaggerated or described or glorifying the death, the power of death that is inevitable or irremediable. And here the line, the boast of heraldry, the pomp of power, and all that beauty, all that wealth ever gave. Here he told about the fourth category of people, like the fruit of heraldry, the rich person who exaggerated their richness, and the pomp of power means the powerful people, and all that beauty, uh, that the beautiful woman, and all that wealth ever great means the donators who gave their sympathy to the poor. Await alike the inevitable hour means here he told that all that people, whatever they may be rich, they may be powerful, they may be beautiful, they may be donators, but uh, uh, everyone to meet the death that is inevitable. No one can avoid the death, and the paths of glory lead out to the grave, and everyone is going towards the glorious life, but ultimately this glorious life leads to the death. Means at the end of our life, we all have to meet the death. That is inevitable. That is unavoidable. That.
Okay, now move on to the next stanza. Nor you, ye proud. And ye means one man. That's a singular man. Thou. So nor you or ye. That means it's neither the noble people or the honest man. Impute this the fault. They should not impute. Impute means to attribute the responsibility to these peasants. They should not put the responsibility on the peasant. It is not the fault of the peasant. What is the fault? If memory over their tomb no trophies raise. That means when they are buried, their tomb is made, there is no one around who is going to put some trophy, some gift over their tomb. So if someone is not going and putting the trophies or gifts on their tomb, these ambitious people or noble people should not blame. It is not the fault of the peasants. Where through the long drawn eisel and fretted vault, it is not the fault of the peasant that their tombstone are made in such a way that it looks like an eisel. Eisel means a corridor. Like when you ride in a bus or aeroplane, so there is an eisel seat, corridor seat. So there is a long drawn eisel between the two lines of their grave and fretted vault. Their tomb is fretted. The tomb is looking like a vest. Fretted vault means roof, the roof of their tomb. So the roof of the tomb is looking like a vest. So it is not the fault of the peasants. The pealing anthem swells the note of praise. There is no one who can come there and sing a pealing anthem. Pealing means anthem with the sound, anthem with the music. Pealing anthem. So there is no one who will come in front of their tomb and they will sing the anthem with the music. So it is not the fault of the peasants. So from the first line, it is explained that nor you, ye proud, impute to this fault. Do not put the fault on the peasants. It is not their fault. If someone is not coming and putting the trophies on their tomb, if their tombstone are made in the form of eisel, their tombstone are fretted, the tombstone are vest, it is not their fault. If someone is not coming and singing the anthem with the music, it is not their fault. So do not be proud. You people, do not be proud. Do not think them that it is their fault that they are poor. No, it is not their fault. So if you are rich people, if you are noble people, do not feel proud on that, because everyone has to go. Finally, the glory, whatever the glory you have, ultimately you have to go towards the grave. Okay, Soji, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So, in the previous stanzas, we had seen that we were talking about the rich people. We were also saying that the rich people do not brag about their power, their aristocracies. So here the poet is trying to advise them, advise the aristocracies, advise the aristocratic people that don't be proud of your richness. And he's saying that, and when you are proud, don't try to, when you're trying to be, when you're showing your pride, don't try to blame the people, these dead people who don't have a good tombstone, who don't have a very good trophies or over their graves. The trophies here you can say as the monuments which you keep on your graves. You must have seen a graveyard, and you must have seen that in a graveyard, when a person is dead, you try to decorate their graveyard, because that is the last memory you have of that person. So you keep a very good a black tile or a white tile, and you try to encrypt things on it. And people who are very rich, they try to make a monument, they try to make it encrypt it very well. They try to make it very they try to decorate it very well. So that also is a kind of social status for them. So here the poet is telling them that to the people who are very who are the aristocratic people, the people who are the aristocratic people, that you are not supposed to blame them because they don't have a very good tomb, and they don't have a very good tombstone. And then he's saying that where through the long drawn aisle and fretted vault. And then in the last two lines he's talking about the churchyard only, where where is the tombstone? The tombstone comes from the aisle that you have to pass from the churchyard. From the church you have to pass to the churchyard, and that's a long drawn aisle. And in that long drawn aisle you will find everything fret, that means not good, uh, not the best, because it is of the poor people. And the pealing anthem swells the note of praise. And he's saying that you will also find the uh, in praise of his or her life, you will find that the ceiling also not as good, and also the aisle which of passing from the church to the churchyard also not good. So if in the stanza overall, the the gist of this stanza is that everything that the poor people will have will not be ornamentary, not decorative, will not be something to boast of, will not be something that they will brag upon. This is what I've understood, sir.
That's great. Brilliant explanation. Thank you so much. Okay, coming to the next stanza, again a very nice stanza. In this stanza, Thomas Gray is talking about what should be done with these people. How should they should be brought into the life? Now they are dead. And if these ambitious people, the noble people, if they start blaming them, should we cause them to rise from the death? What are the things that can make them rise? And he's asking some rhetorical questions here in this stanza. So rhetorical questions are those questions which the poet is asking not to get an answer. We do not want an answer, but just he's asking a question. So rhetorical questions, in rhetorical question, you need not to reply the answer. So what question is asking, that how should we make them alive? Can storied urn or animated burst back to its mansion call the fleeting breath? This is one line, one question, the first rhetorical question, that can storied urn. Urn is the container in which is used for storing the bones when the people are dead. So can storied urn means the multiple urns, one above other if they are kept. So can the storied urn or animated burst is used for a sculptural portrayal like an idol, मूर्ति जो बोलती है, animated, the idol which is speaking idol. So can the speaking idol or the urn which is storied, can it bring these people to its mansion? Its mansion means can it bring it to their life, called the flitting breath? Can it bring them their breath back quickly? Flitting means quickly. So can this storied urn, in the urn their bones are kept. So can those bones come alive? And can they speak like an idol? When they are alive, they will sit like an idol. And can they speak? And can they be look like coming back to its mansion? Mansion means their original face. So can be back to its mansion, can be back to their original state of humanity or human being. And can they call their breath quickly? So this is the first rhetorical question, which is not required to be answered. Then he says, can onerous voice provoke the silent dust? Silent dust means the dust of this dead people. Now the dust is silent. So can this dust be provoked by some onerous voice? Onerous voice means some politician or the great people. So if some great people come and ask them to rise from their grave, can their silent dust be provoked? Or flattery soothe the dull cold ear of death. Flattery means false appreciation, psychophancy. So can some false appreciation will bring soothness to their cold ear? Soothness means happiness. So can some false appreciation can bring some happiness to their cold ear of death? So this is the second rhetorical question that he's asking. What should we be? What should we do to make them alive? What should we do so that they can become an animated bust? They can become an animated idol, a sculpture. Clear? Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear, everyone? Namit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain this stanza?
Yes, sir. So in this stanza, as we have seen earlier, that this is all about the poor people and rich people, proud people and humble people. And the most important is the end of life. All the mortality is the supremacy. Poets try to give a message to everyone that death is a true thing and it can't be. That is an inevitable thing. So in this stanza, he said that can storied urn or animated bust means urn means we can say the tomb or we can say the grave pit in which the body lying. So there are many grave pits in their body lies. Or animated bust. Animated bust is whatever I could understand that the body lying on the grave pit is looking like a idol, but as idol is made of some mud or stone. Here this is made of flesh and skin. So it looks like an animated bust. It is not a bust actually, but it looks like an animated bust because it is a similarity with with an idol. And in second line, back to its mention called the fleeting breath. It means that all the body, or we can say the animated bust which is lying in the grave pit, can the soul of that body or come back to the mention or of that soul that is the body, because body lives in the soul lives in the body, and mention we call as a haveli, or we can say as a huge house, beautiful house. Called the fleeting breath. Here, called the fleeting breath means the body that was lying in the grave pit, like an animated bust. If soul comes in that body, it started breathing, obviously, because breath is a sign of livelihood. So when the soul came back to his mention, that is body, and what is called? It is called a fleeting breath. It means a breathing, fast breathing. Can honest voice provoke the silent dust? Here, silent means the dead body, because when once soul left the body become dust, because there is nothing. It is all philosophical thoughts. So, can honest voice provoke means once anyone died, if you try to honor him, or some honored people come and tell about him something good, or try to honor him in his talking, in his way of explaining his behavior, his life, can all these things provoke the dead body, or we can say provoke the dead man who has been lying in that grave pit? Or flattery soothe the dull cold ear of death. Here also the dull cold ear of death means the body which was lying down there. If you flatter down, or if you are telling the flatter words to him, so all these words can soothe, all these words can give him some pleasure when he hear all these flattery words, because once he died, there is nothing to mean all these things. Here, poet wants to say that once you died, means you just leave this world, there is nothing left behind. Neither these honored things, whatever you have earned in your life, nor all these flattery things which you have been used to when you were living in this world. We all are love flattery to a sort of. So, poet tried here to say that all these things, all these worldly things are not that much important, or we can say are not that much usual for human being once you died, because all these things leave behind, and when you died, there is nothing can please you or sadden you. I think this is the basic motto of the poets behind these lines.
Yes, very right. Very right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, flattery means chaplusi, false appreciation.
Yes. Yes.
So whatever the false appreciation do, it will not shoot their ear, because they are dead now. Now, in the next stanza, he talks about what type of people are these who are lying inside these graves. So he says that perhaps in this neglected spot is laid, the people who are lying here, it's a neglected spot, it's a graveyard. Nobody visits in the graveyard. They are lying in this neglected spot. And some people, some heart once pregnant with celestial fire. So here, pregnant means full of. Some people heard are full of celestial fires, full of heavenly passion. Celestial means heavenly, and fire indicates the passion here. Some people's heart were full of heavenly passion, while some people were born to rule the empire. Hence, the rod of empire might have swayed. Swayed means to rule. Some would have born to rule the empire, but because they were poor, they did not find their destiny. So, he said that some people were born to rule. The rod of empire means they would have the rod, the stick, which make them to rule the empire. So whenever someone is ruling, they are actually having some yardstick. So that yardstick is indicated here as a rod. Or someone were born to play the living lyre. Lyre is a musical instrument, veena. And ecstasy means intense pleasure. So someone might have born to play the lyre that can give intense pleasure. So this type of people might be lying here in this graveyard. Number one, the people who are full of heavenly fire, heavenly passion. Number two, the people who are born to rule the empire. And number three, the people who are playing the musical instrument. They're playing the lyre and giving intense pleasure. So that type of people are actually lying here. Got it?
Actually, in this line, in this stanza, poet is trying to say that whoever is lying in this neglected spot, because it is a country churchyard, no one can visit here. But whoever is lying here, they might be have some dream, you know, in their heart when they were living.
Unfulfilled.
Yes, unfulfilled dream that one of them may become a ruler of any kingdom, or one of them may be become a good musician or dancer. Like this, they all have some unfulfilled ambition
desires
in their heart.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if they had opportunities, they would. Yes, sir. I get it.
Yes.
Very right, very right. Okay, Vidyut.
Yes, sir. In these lines, in these lines, the poet again talks about the poor people, that these peoples are neglected, and if these peoples get the opportunity, they can fulfill their dreams. And we generally see in the practical life that in the rich people, the son of the doctor, he became generally the doctor. The king, the son of the king, he generally takes the charge of the throne. These poor people, they may belong to the poor background, so they have no such kind of opportunity. So in this four line, the poet says that these peoples, they might have the celestial passion, they might have the ability to rule the state, ability to play a very nice music, but they do not get the opportunity, such kind of opportunity, because of their poverty, because of their simplicity, because of their because they are the very poor, they are staying in the very poor simple village. That is also.
Okay, thank you so much. That's really nice explanation. Okay, two more stanzas we will cover. The next one is, but knowledge to their eyes her ample page. Knowledge was not accessible to them. The knowledge could not open her eyes. The knowledge of ample page. Ample means sufficient. Sufficient pages of knowledge were not opened to them. They could not see the knowledge. Now, the poet talks about the rich people. The rich people with the spoils of time. The rich people are having so much time. They are not like the poor people working throughout the day in their fields. They are having lots of time to spoil. So rich with the spoils of time did never unroll. But these poor people, they did never unroll. That means they have never the time to unroll. They have never time to waste like the rich people are wasting. They do not have time to spoil the way the rich people are having. Then the chill penury. The chilled penury means the unpleasant feeling of poorness. Penury means poorness. These people are having the unpleasant feeling of poorness. Their repressed desires, their anger, the noble anger, rage means the anger. Everything is repressed inside their heart. So as Namit said that we are talking, Grace talking about their dreams. So there are many things that are repressed inside their heart, their noble heart, and froze the genial current of the soul. Whatever the current was flowing in their soul, everything was frozen. Genial means cheerful. Whatever the cheerful current was flowing in their heart, everything was frozen because of their state of poorness. Got it?
Yes, sir. What is never unroll, sir?
Never unroll means the time that the poor people are not able to unroll the time. They have never understood that when the time has come, the time has gone. They did never understood the importance of spoiling the time. Because full day they were busy all the time, they were busy in their fields, so they never unroll the time. Although the rich people were having ample time to spoil. Do you think I can explain this stage?
Yes, sir. So the last the last stanza, we need to connect with this, because he was actually explaining the positive side of the poor. Maybe they had more ambitions and they lived an unfulfilled life, and they had gone to be dead. So he starts with the word "but." So there is some positive inclination towards the poor here. That is how I saw this. But knowledge to their eyes her ample page, because the ample pages of knowledge are available to the poor. In the sense, it is not about the educational knowledge, it is about the life knowledge. The wisdom that we gain by living righteously, it is like that, I guess. So they have learned them in their poor life, in the rural silent life, they have learned that. But the rich is actually spoiling the time, spending their life like a thrift. So it is completely full of, a sort of grandeur living, but there is no substance in it. They don't know how to be wise, the rich. So that he is actually comparing between the rich and the poor. And then chill penury repress their noble rage. So the poverty actually has repressed them. All their desires, it is all suppressed. Totally, they have lived a suppressed life. So even their rage has become very noble. Even their anger is so very good that it is not expressed in a negative way. So their poverty has made them a sort of a disciplined life they have lived. So all these constraints, because of the financial crisis they have faced, has completely frozen their life. The flow of life in them, complete energy, it is all frozen totally. So the last line says, unfroze the genial current of the soul. So the soul's energy, totally everything, the vibration, everything has become frozen because of the chill penury, chillest poverty that they have faced. So usually the word chill is mentioned negative, in a negative sense, because the London, the weather climate, if you see, it is totally very, very chill and cold. And so they love summer. It is quite opposite when compared to India. So the climate thing is actually connected here. So it has frozen their lives. They are not able to live a free flow of what actually the potentials and the talents they possess. So it is not expressed. So it is all buried totally. So we can connect the previous stanza with this. But all the wisdom and the knowledge lies with the poor, he says. Is it fine, sir?
Yeah, excellent, excellent, Revati. That's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay,
Sir?
if you, yes, please.
Sir, I feel here, Revati ma'am, just to say, I think the
Yeah.
word "but" here is used for the previous stanza, that they could have, if even if they are in the graveyard, they could have become a emperor, or they could have become someone who can be a very good musician, but the knowledge was never given to them. The knowledge of history, the knowledge, the access to knowledge history was never enrolled to them. I feel that way.
Yeah, that
We
is
don't find.
also true.
Okay.
So if the knowledge was not available to them, that was the reason they could not fulfill their dream.
Yes, the graveyard never had access to the knowledge history had to offer to them.
Yes.
And
Okay.
these pages were never, and those pages, and here the first and the second line are together, and together they are saying that both the things could never get to them. They were never
Okay.
unrolled to their eyes.
Okay. I get it.
That
Very
way,
right.
that way.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely right.
Yes, Saji. Thank you.
Okay, the next stanza is full miniism of purest ray serene. Now, how this people looks like? So some are like the gem. Gem means like the pearls of the sea. Inside the sea, there are the gems, the pearls, and ray serene. That means the water of the sea, the waves of the sea. That is serene. The dark, unfathomed caves of ocean bear. Inside the ocean, when the ocean goes very deep, it's like a cave. And unfathomed means not fully explored. The caves of the ocean are not fully explored. It is like a dark cave. And full many a flow is born to blush unseen. So some people are like the gem who could have never been discovered, who can never been explored. They are like the unfathomed caves of ocean. In the previous stanza, we saw that knowledge was not available to them, but some of them were full of gems, full of purest ray serene, but they could remain unexplored, like unfathomed caves of ocean bear. And some of them were like a flower which is born, but it is blush unseen. Although the flower was born, but it ended in embarrassment. Blush means it ended in embarrassment. It could not spread its fragrance, and it was finally unseen into embarrassment, and it wasted its sweetness on the desert air. The flower was born to spread its sweetness, but because they could not been provided with the knowledge, they were like a flower which wasted its sweetness on this desert air. Got it? Stanza. Now the last stanza of today's class. It's again a very beautiful stanza where the poet says that some villagers were like village Hampden. What is this Hampden? Hampden was actually a political man whose name was John Hampden, and he played a very important role in starting the Civil War of 1642. When we're studying about the Restoration period, when Charles I was executed in 1649, and before that, the Puritans started the Civil War with Charles I. The main role was played by John Hampden in 1642. First of all, he opposed the bureaucracy of Charles I in 1642 with no fear in his heart. So here Gray says that some villages are like village Hampden. They are like Hampden. They do not have any fear in their breast. They are dauntless breast. Dauntless means fearless, determined breast. And because they are having fearless breast, they would have withstood in the they would have withstood in front of some tyrant. Tyrant means the cruel people. So during their time, they might be some people who are tyrant, who are cruel, who are oppressive. So some people would have withstood. Some people would have rose like Hampden, John Hampden. In the way Hampden rose against Charles I, so in the similar manner, some villagers would have rose against some tyrant with no fear in their heart. And some mute inglorious Milton here may rest. Some people were like inglorious Milton. Here Milton is John Milton. So here John Gray want to say that Milton was having so much knowledge that he could have got lots of glory, but he did not utilize all this knowledge. So he remained inglorious. He remained muted. So some people are like muted inglorious Milton. Some might be resting here like an inglorious Milton. And some are like Oliver Cromwell. Some Cromwell guiltless of his country's blood. Some are like Oliver Cromwell, who was guiltless. He was not having he never created any crime. He was completely guiltless when he was ruling his country, guiltless of his country's blood. So when he deposed Charles I and he became the monarch of England, actually he was guiltless. So here he's supporting Oliver Cromwell. There's a political support for the Oliver Cromwell can be clearly seen here. What Thomas Gray thinks about Milton or what he thinks about Oliver Cromwell, everything can be seen in this stanza. So sometime in the exam they may ask that who among the following appears in the elegy written in the Country Churchyard. So now you'll be able to remember that here they talk about John Hampden, John Milton, and Oliver Cromwell. Got it?